They expect to win anywhere from 13 to 18 games this year.
The starters for Case tonight will go like this. Erica Felice, a 5'5" sophomore guard. Evie Iacono, a 5'8" sophomore guard. Marissa Miles will get a start, 5'11" sophomore forward. Caitlin Henry at 5'11", a senior forward, the only senior in the starting lineup. And Erin Hollinger, the junior out of Chardon, 6 foot forward. And the opening tip is underway. And Case wins the opening tip. And coming down the floor is Felice for Case. She'll start the offense this evening for the Spartans of Case. Iacono with it, left wing, ball above her head, now a right-hand dribble. Off to Hollinger, top of the key. Hollinger swings it to Henry. Henry inside, kicks it out to Iacono. 3 in the air, side of the rim, no. And down with the rebound for Washington and Jefferson is Jamie McKittrick. Washington and Jefferson starting lineup goes like this. Vanessa Rivera, a 5'5" junior guard, will be joined by Jamie McKittrick, the 5'10" senior forward, as Washington and Jefferson turns it over on a double dribble. At 6'1", a junior forward, Blair Cotton out of Pittsburgh, Oakland Catholic High School. A 5'10" junior guard, Kayla Strimmel out of University School in Morgantown, West Virginia. And then the other starter, Emily Abraham, a 5'6" sophomore guard out of Boardman High School in Canfield. Felice with the basketball for Case. They work it inside to Hollinger. Shot off and it's good. Erin Hollinger with the first 2 points of the evening. Case up 2-0. Just moments underway here as we start the 2010-2011 college basketball season for Case. Washington and Jefferson throws it away. Second possession for the Presidents and second turnover for Washington and Jefferson. They come in, Ed, a very young team compared to years past. You mentioned they'd won 23 games a year ago. They've gone to the NCAA Division III tournament 7 times in the last 8 years. So this is a program that's used to winning. They graduated 3 seniors that were starters and then a freshman that was a starter that transferred out. So they are replacing nearly their entire starting lineup. Hollinger with the basketball, right baseline. Spins right, shot off the glass and good.
You'll love that move. It's very strong on the baseline, not afraid to go into traffic, and Hollinger with a nice touch up off the glass.
Vanessa Rivera with the basketball for Washington and Jefferson. Case up 4-0. Rivera with it, left-hand dribble, left baseline. Rivera in trouble. Iacono guarding her. Caitlin Henry almost with a steal on the left wing. McKittrick with it, with Henry on her. Hands it off to Rivera. Rivera on a weave, dribbles in, draws the defense, kicks it out. Short jumper right side up, no. McKittrick with the rebound, goes back up off the glass, missed it, and Henry comes down with the rebound. Down the floor for Case. Marissa Miles, now top of the key to Caitlin Henry. Long 3 in the air, left wing, and it's good for Evie Iacono.
22
Evie Iacono, who hit 45 threes a year ago, led the team, gets her first of this new season. Case is up 7-0, 17:44 left to play. Opening half. Rivera with the basketball, being guarded by Felice. Rivera crosses the timeline, goes right wing with it. Rivera looking inside, pulls back, loses her dribble. Felice comes up with it. Up the floor to Caitlin Henry. A little too far with the pass, and it's a turnover for Case. Here comes Washington and Jefferson, yet to score. Spartans up 7-0 in the early going. Emily Abraham dribbling the shot clock down. It's at 15 seconds. Abraham still with the dribble. They work it inside to McKittrick, and they throw it away. Good defense, good frontal defense by Caitlin Henry that time. 3 turnovers for Washington and Jefferson early on in the first 3 minutes of this basketball game. Spartans up 7-0. Iacono with it, right wing in front of that Washington and Jefferson bench. Top of the key now to Hollinger. She's got 4 points. Looks inside to Henry. Ball stolen by McKittrick, but they're going to get Emily McKittrick for a reach-in foul. Jamie McKittrick. Check that. That is McKittrick's first, team first for Washington and Jefferson. Case will have it under their own basket. Inside to Henry working that left block. Out to Hollinger, 3 in the air. Good.
Wow, what an impressive start for the Case Western Spartans. 10-0 run to open the season.
And Washington and Jefferson has seen enough. They'll call a timeout. So with 16 minutes, 39 seconds left to play, opening half of the very first game of the 2010-2011 season. Case, you couldn't get off to a much nicer start than a 10-0 spot to start the game.
Well, that was something that assistant coach Freeman Blade told me beforehand. He said that they were motivated by some of the news that came out of the UAA and the poll there that said that they were going to finish, or predicted to finish 7th in the conference. They've been motivated by some of the not so good press they've been receiving. They feel that with 4 returning starters, they have a very good team, a very experienced team, and come out 10-0 to open the season. That's an outstanding start for Jen Reimer and her team.
Case a year ago started the season 9-1 in non-conference play, and then hit that buzzsaw that we all know and love as the University Athletic Association, and you know, it really chewed them up and ate them and spit them back out. They were 4-10 in UAA play. They were 5-5 at home, and they finished 13-12 on the season. That's 2 out of the last 3 years. Head coach Jennifer Reimer has led this team to a winning record, and when you play in the UAA, that's saying something. If you can make it out at the end of the year and have more wins than losses, you've done well.
That's just a brutal 14-game stretch that they start after the first of the year.
Case with full court pressure defense. It's a relaxed pressure defense. Rivero breaks it, dribbles down left side, going to go all the way off the glass. Missed the shot badly. Henry comes down with the rebound. Outlet to Marissa Miles. Miles down the floor to Hollinger. Shot off the glass and good. Beautiful break that time for Case. Hollinger's got 9. Spartans up 12-0, Ed.
9, and she's 3 for 3 from the field, including the bomb from outside.
She has a 3, as well as Evie Iacano. Here comes Washington and Jefferson. Working the right side. Left-hand dribble, McKittrick, they swing it towards that Case bench. Cara Seaman now in the game. She gets the ball stolen. Stolen by Case. Evie Iacano goes in. Ball fake. Shot off the glass and good. Evie Iacano's got 5. Averaged 12 a year ago as a freshman.
Saw a lot of playing time last year. A couple of freshmen had on the court a lot for Jen Reimer.
Rivera kicks it out to McKittrick. Top of the key now, Seaman. She'll spot up, shoot a 3, and makes it. Cara Seaman with the first basket, first points for Washington and Jefferson. They're down 11, 14-3. Case is up 15:35 left to play opening half. Hollinger with it left baseline. Aaron Hollinger, right-hand dribble into the lane. A runner around the rim and drops, and she was fouled. Fouls on Blair Cotton, the 6'1 junior guard out of Pittsburgh, her first. Hollinger gets the bucket. She's got 11. She'll look for 12 at the free throw line. And a year ago, Aaron Hollinger was a 78% free throw shooter.
Got a lot of national recognition for her game, for her play last year.
Hollinger makes the free throw. You mentioned the national recognition. She starts the year this year, first team preseason University Athletic Association member. She finished the year last year first team All-UAA. And she was also named this year 2010 ESPN Academic All-American as we enter this 2010-2011 season. So Hollinger not only gets it done on the basketball floor, she also is a very outstanding student here at Case. Washington and Jefferson has the basketball with lots of work to do in the opening half. Spartans are up 14 at 17-3. Rivera with it, right-hand dribble, right wing. Top of the key to Seaman. Seaman hit a 3, throws up another. This one's short. Hollinger fights for it. Ball's loose off the backboard. Trying to save it that time for Washington and Jefferson was Courtney Walsh. And Courtney couldn't get it back in bounds. So Case will get it back.
A very, very fast start. 17 points, Ron, in 5 minutes for the Spartans.
Erica Ifelice with the basketball for Case. Right side to Iacano. Now it's Marissa Miles back to Iacano. They work that right side. Swing it left, Ifelice to the corner. Now it's Henry at the free throw line. Back to Iacano. Dribbles in, draws the defense, kicks it off to Hollinger. She brings it out to Miles. 4 seconds to shoot for Case. Long throw by Iacano. That is way out there. Front of the rim, backboard, and it dropped. That had to be about a 27-footer.
She hit one earlier too, Ron, from the wing. She was a good 5 to 6 feet behind the arc.
Iacano's got 8. Case has 20. They're up 20-3. Washington and Jefferson. Dribble drive. Shot off the glass won't go. Ifelice down with a rebound. Evie. Nice feed to Aaron Hollinger. Right side. Shot up. Missed it. And Seaman comes down with it for Washington and Jefferson. Off to Rivera. Here come the Presidents. McKittrick with it. Right side with Hollinger on her. Hollinger, nice defense. Stops the drive. Hollinger, good man-to-man defense on McKittrick, and McKittrick calls a timeout. Couldn't find anybody to pass to, Ed, so they have to burn their second timeout of the opening half. It is 20-3, Case up 17, 13:55 left to play opening half.
Yeah, Aaron Hollinger with 12, Evie Iacano with 8 so far. Case shooting 80% from the field and has committed just 1 turnover. They're 8 for 10 from the floor. When you look at Washington Jefferson, 1 of 6 from the floor, and they have 5 turnovers. So statistically, it's as lopsided as the scoreboard is at 20-3.
Chelsea Peck has come off the bench for Case. She will check into this basketball game. Peck, another player who got an awful lot of playing time a year ago. Peck is a 5'10 sophomore forward out of Oakland Catholic High School in Mount Lebanon, Pennsylvania. A couple of Oakland Catholic girls on the floor tonight. A couple for Case and 1 for Washington and Jefferson.
And Chelsea Peck coming back. Last year she had, I believe it was that shoulder or elbow injury. She missed a couple of weeks for Case, but saw a lot of action early on in the season, then came back to finish out strong as well.
There were really 6 freshmen last year that played a lot for Case, and those girls, of course, are now sophomores. Inbounds pass for Washington and Jefferson is thrown out of bounds, and Case will get the basketball. So on the floor right now for Case, it's Iacano, Felice, Chelsea Peck, Marissa Miles, and Erin Hollinger. It is 20-3. Case off to a blistering start here. Iacano with it, left-hand dribble, top of the key, swings it right to Felice. Now in the corner, Marissa Miles, ball above her head in front of that President's bench. Top of the key, it's Hollinger. Left side, Iacano dribbles in, tries to get it into Peck, and the ball gets knocked away, and here comes Washington and Jefferson. Seaman with it at midcourt. Seaman, left-hand dribble to the line, off to McKittrick, left baseline. Now they're going to swing it back out, and they'll reset that offense. Catlin Kristen has checked into the basketball game, a senior guard out of Fox Chapel High School in Pittsburgh. They're going to work it inside to McKittrick, and they throw it out of bounds. The pass from Courtney Walsh to McKittrick went high, and it sailed out of bounds. Approaching the 13-minute mark here, opening game of the 2010-2011 season. Hollinger trying to get position inside to kick it out. Peck's got it, almost stolen. Now off to Felice, top of the key. Swings around to Peck's screen, put up a shot, missed it. Hollinger with the long rebound. Hollinger back to Felice, 3 in the air, it's good. I don't know what Coach Jennifer Weimer did to these girls in the offseason, but they are shooting darts right now. It is 23-3, Case up 20. Washington and Jefferson with the basketball left wing. Top of the key to Seaman with Felice on her. Dribble behind her back, swings it left baseline. Ball's knocked out of bounds off Case, and the Presidents will keep it.
Yeah, Iacano got her hands up and got in the passing lane, knocked it out of bounds.
On the floor right now for Washington and Jefferson, it's Courtney Walsh, it's McKittrick, it's Seaman, along with Kayla Strimmel. And they just threw the basketball away again. Another turnover for Washington and Jefferson. That's their 8th. 8 turnovers less, Ed, in less than 8 minutes.
Well, and even on top of that, his Case has been able to turn that into 12 points already on the previous 7. So you continue to make mistakes, and Case looks like they're going to capitalize on them. This lead's going to get huge, and it'll be a runaway before we hit halftime.
Another sophomore has checked in for Case. It's Sarah Milligan. Milligan, a 6'1 sophomore forward out of Canton McKinley. Hollinger with it from 16 feet, just outside the foul line, and she makes it. Erin Hollinger has 14. Case has 25. They're up 22 at 25-3. Case with a 2-1-2 zone defense. Left side, shot up in the air for the Presidents, missed, and Felice comes down with a rebound. Erica Felice down the floor. Sarah Milligan with the 3. Sarah long. Hollinger tipped the ball, but Washington and Jefferson comes up with it. It's Courtney Walsh. Walsh down the floor. McKittrick, right corner. And there's a much-needed bucket for the Presidents of Washington and Jefferson. Jamie McKittrick with her first basket. 5'10 senior out of Marietta, Ohio. It's 23-5 Case, 11:20 left to play opening half. Iacano with it, right baseline, kicks it out to Peck. They swing it to Milligan. Sarah, ball fake right, dribbles left, double teamed. Back to Peck, swings it to Felice. All the way across the floor to Iacano. 6 seconds to shoot, inside to Hollinger. Hollinger left dribble, tough defense, puts up a shot, forces it up, rolls around and drops. Erin's living right tonight.
Oh, and They're working hard. That zone defense from Washington Jefferson. They tried to outpass it, couldn't find a lane. Finally, Hollinger said, I'm going to take it right in, and she did.
She's got 16. Case is up 27-5. 3 in the air by Washington and Jefferson. That's Caitlin Kristen, and that's her first basket of the evening. She's got 3. It's 27-8. Case up 19 with 10:30 left to play. Iacano, top of the key, fakes left, crossover dribble, off to Milligan, now inside, Hollinger right block, shut up, missed it, and here comes Washington and Jefferson. Down with the basketball is Seaman, and she kicks it out to her teammate Caitlin Kristen. Seaman with the basketball near the timeline with Iacano on her. McKittrick now top of the key. Back to the left wing, Strimmel. Strimmel, right-hand dribble, right baseline, right block, shot up, and she was fouled by Hollinger, I believe. Foul's going to go on, not Hollinger, Erica Felice.
That's Case's first foul of the ball game.
First foul for Felice. First, as Ed said, for Case. Coach Reimers wants a timeout, and Case will get it. They're up 27-8, Ed, with 10:07 left to play. Spartans come into this game, first game of the year. Washington and Jefferson, first game of the year.
And for the Spartans, off to a hot start. Erin Hollinger, 16 points already around. She's 7 of 9 from the floor. 1 for 1 from behind the arc. 8 points for Evie Iacano. And a 3-pointer for Erica Felice. Overall, Case 11 of 16 on the night. 69% from the floor. And they've committed just 2 turnovers. They have 10 points in the paint for Washington and Jefferson. And they are led, if you can say led, Karen Seaman with a 3-pointer. They are just 3 of 9 from the floor, shooting 33%. They've committed 8 turnovers, and they are yet to capitalize on a Case turnover, and everything they've hit has been from the outside. No points in the paint on some of that Case defense, not allowing them into the key.
Ed, you mentioned earlier the motivation that this Case women's team has because of the preseason predictions by Division III prognosticators. And in the University Athletic Association, you mentioned they were picked second to last. Here's how it went. Wash U was picked to finish first, Rochester second, University of Chicago third, Brandeis fourth, NYU fifth, Carnegie Mellon sixth, Case seventh, and Emory eighth. So,
well, and that was shocking because Case knocked off Mellon twice last year.
At the line, shooting 2 for Washington and Jefferson will be Kayla Strimmel. Strimmel's first free throw is up and it's good. She was a 60% free throw shooter a year ago. 5'10" junior guard out of Morgantown, West Virginia. Second free throw is up and this one is also good. 4 scorers in the book for Washington and Jefferson, but none with more than 3 points. It is 27-10. Case is up 17, and even 10 minutes left to play opening half. Nice feed inside from Hollinger to Peck, and Chelsea missed the bunny.
She got a little too deep, Ron.
She did. Here comes Washington and Jefferson down the floor. Strimmel with it, draws the defense, and throws the ball out of bounds. Another unforced error, number 9, the 9th turnover for Washington and Jefferson.
Nice to see Caitlin Henry on the floor, the senior. Makes her first appearance of the season.
Evie Iacano with the basketball, fakes it right, goes left. Henry's got it, left baseline all the way across the floor to Iacano, dangerous pass. Now it's Milligan, throws up a 3 and it's good. Sarah Milligan from the left wing hits a 3 for Case, and Spartans are up 20, 30-10. Strimmel tried to work it inside, ball knocked out of bounds. Chelsea Peck with some good recovery defense. Tyler Gruss, a freshman now in the basketball game for Washington and Jefferson. Strimmel with it, right wing, puts up a shot, blocked a little bit. And Washington and Jefferson came up with it, and the ball was knocked out of bounds off Case. Also into the game now for Case is Emily Muller. Muller, another sophomore. 6'2" sophomore center. Chelsea Peck knocked the inbounds pass away. Henry came up with it off to Iacano. Dribbles down right side in front of the president's bench. Back to Henry. Henry over to Peck. They swing it all the way over to Sarah Milligan, left wing. Top of the key now to Henry. Right side, Iacano. Iacano one dribble, back to Henry. Henry, left foul line extended. Now it's Milligan. Another three. This one's short. Iacano goes up for the rebound. Ball's knocked out of bounds off of Strimmel. And Case will keep it with a fresh shot clock.
Well, you look at the Case roster, Ron, and the only senior on the squad is Caitlin Henry, so a lot of underclassmen with a lot of experience from last year.
Case will inbound it. Chelsea Peck gets it in front of that Washington and Jefferson bench. Now to Henry. Left side, they throw it out of bounds. Try to get it to Evie Iacano. It went high and wide and sails out of bounds, and the Presidents will get the basketball back. Taylor Gruss, a freshman 5'8" guard out of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, now into the game for Washington and Jefferson. Kara Seaman back in. She has the basketball for the Presidents. Seaman with Iacano all over her. Seaman left wing. Strimmel's now got it between the circles. They work it right side. With the basketball is Emily Abraham. Back to Strimmel, left wing. And Strimmel just throws the ball, sails it high and wide. This Washington and Jefferson team is very out of sync right now. They've got 11 turnovers.
That's a very good way to describe it. Very just out of sync. They look like they have some confidence. They feel like they can play the game. They just can't seem to all get on the same page right now, and with 11 turnovers, it's obvious.
Sarah Milligan with the basketball for Case, working the right side. Top of the key now to Peck. Swing it left side to Caitlin Henry. Case 13 and 12 a year ago. Looked inside, threw the basketball away, and Washington and Jefferson will get the ball back. This President's basketball team was 23 and 5 a year ago. They made the national tournament in Division III. They have had 8 straight 20-win seasons, and that is in jeopardy this year. Washington and Jefferson lost 4 starters from that team that won 23 games a year ago, and they said in their preseason media notes that they were young, and they have certainly shown that so far in this opening game here tonight at Horsburgh Gymnasium. Presidents with the basketball. Case with a commanding 20-point lead. Work it inside to Gruss. Gruss left block, shot off the glass. Nice powerful move that time by the freshman, and she knocks it down. She's got 2. It's 30-12 Case. Inside to Milligan. Nice feed to Chelsea Peck, and Chelsea traveled with the basketball. Chelsea got the basketball, just needed to put one dribble down as she went in and laid it up, but she did not. And they'll turn the basketball over.
Yeah, it looks like she caught it on the wrong foot and then took the extra step, trying to get back into the rhythm of driving to the hole.
Seaman with the basketball working against Felice. Shots blocked as she worked inside. Emily Muller blocked it. Presidents will keep it with 20 seconds to shoot. Abraham will inbound it to Seaman. They're going to throw it all the way down towards that Washington and Jefferson bench. And Coach DeRubo, who has an awful lot of experience and is a very successful coach, caught the errant throw and almost wanted to fire it right back at one of her girls. She is no doubt frustrated in the early on. 7 minutes, 16 seconds left to play opening half. Case is up 18 at 30-12.
It was 25-3 at one point, so Washington Jefferson's calmed down. Still has a couple of turnovers lately, but the blitz from Case really caught them off guard.
Muller inside to Peck. Peck working left lane. Peck strong off the glass and good. Chelsea Peck with some nice ball fakes, went strong with her body, laid it up and in. She's got 2. Inside, a bunny for Washington and Jefferson. Someone forgot backside help with Blair Cotton, and she got an easy look. It's 32-14, Case up 18, 6:39 left to play, opening half. Sarah Milligan cut off on the right baseline, double teamed. Jump ball situation, possession arrow goes to Washington and Jefferson. Here come the Presidents on offense. Vanessa Rivera, the 5'5" junior guard out of Reading, Pennsylvania, will bring it up with Felice guarding her. Rivera, left wing in front of that Case bench. Crossover dribble, left side, kicks it off. 15-footer in the air for Washington and Jefferson. Missed. It's missed by Blair Cotton. And Sarah Milligan comes down with the rebound. All the way down the floor. Here comes Case. Marissa Miles has it left baseline. Double teamed. Ball knocked out of bounds off Case. And the Presidents will get the basketball back. So Case on the last 2 possessions has turned the ball over themselves.
Well, early on, through the first 10 minutes, they had just 1 turnover. Last 4 minutes, they've committed 4 or 5. Check that.
Spartans still hold an 18-point lead. 6 minutes, approaching 6 minutes left to play in the opening half. Rivera with the basketball with Ifelice on her. Rivera likes to work that left side. She's on the left wing. Right-hand dribble back to the top of the key. Crossover, nice move. Works it inside, put it up, missed it, but she was fouled. Fouled with the body. Foul's going to go on Ifelice. That will be her second. That will send Rivera to the free throw line where she'll shoot 2. Vanessa Rivera, a 5'5" junior guard out of Wilson High School in Reading, Pennsylvania. First free throw is up, and this one's good. Her first points of the evening a year ago as a sophomore. She averaged 5 points and 2 rebounds. Second free throw is up, and this one is also good. So she's on the board with 2, and this is the closest that Washington and Jefferson has been, Ed, in quite some time.
Yeah, within 16 points. At one point, Case was up 17-3, and then they hit a three-pointer to go up 20-3. And that was at the 13-minute mark.
Ifelice with the basketball for Case. Case working from left to right here at Horsburgh Gymnasium. Case in their home whites, trimmed in blue and silver. Muller, left baseline, shot rolls around the rim, won't go. And here comes McKittrick down with it for Washington and Jefferson. Quickly down the floor. Presidents work it to Emily Abraham. Now back off to Rivera. Rivera and Abraham on that right side. Abraham with it, far right wing with Ifelice on her. 12 seconds to shoot. Gonna kick it back to Rivera. Quickly dribbles in, kicks it off. Gruss, 3 in the air, left wing, rolls around the rim, won't go. And Ifelice comes down with a loose ball. Here comes Ifelice down the floor to Iacano. Iacano dribbles in strong, walked with the basketball. 8th turnover for Case. They've got 8. Washington and Jefferson has 12. Sub out for the Presidents. Checking out is Gruss, and checking in is Courtney Walsh. Walsh, a 5'11" junior out of Central Mountain High School in Mill Hall, Pennsylvania. It is 32-16, Case up 16 with 4:40 left to play opening half. First game of the season for both teams. They work it inside, Washington and Jefferson to McKittrick. Good defense that time by Case. Marissa Miles with some outstanding defense, and they're going to work it down as Case came up with it. Hollinger's got it left wing. Hollinger over to Caitlin Henry. Henry top of the key to Iacano with Rivera on her. Right side, Miles with it, ball above her head in front of that President's bench. 6 seconds to shoot. Miles with it, left-hand dribble top of the key. 4 seconds to shoot. Miles, lob inside to Muller, ball's loose, knocked out of bounds off Washington and Jefferson, but it will be a shot clock violation by Case. Didn't get one off in time, and the Presidents will get the basketball back. So the game's gotten sloppy on both sides here the last few minutes. Inside 4 minutes to play opening half, and you can expect that in the opening game of the season. Emmy Iacano with some great defense. Just stole a pass from Rivera. Here comes Iacano with the basketball. Looking left, goes left. Hollinger, soft shot, good. Erin Hollinger from about 14 feet left wing, and she's got 18 points in this opening half.
Iacano goes 5'8", Ron, but she really plays a lot bigger than that. She gets her body up and arms out, and with it can make herself a lot wider than that 5'8" frame.
Rivera working with Abraham, the 2 off guards for Washington and Jefferson. Abraham has it, far right wing. Draws the defense back out to Rivera. Rivera's going to pull it back out, call a new play. 6 seconds to shoot. Left-hand dribble, spin in the lane. Faces a double team, ball's knocked out of bounds by Caitlin Henry. And the Presidents have 2 seconds to shoot. They'll retain possession, but they've got 2 seconds to get a shot off. Catlin Kristen has checked back in, a 5'8" senior guard out of Fox Chapel High School in Pittsburgh. They're going to work it inside. Kick it outside to Kayla Strimmel, and she couldn't get a shot off. So with 2 seconds to shoot, they couldn't get it off, and it's a turnover for Washington and Jefferson. On the floor right now for Case, it's Caitlin Henry, it's Erin Hollinger. It is Marissa Miles, Evie Iacano, and Emily Muller. Iacano has the basketball for Case. She's got it left corner. Top of the key now to Hollinger. They're going to swing it right side to Caitlin Henry. Work it inside, right block to Iacano. Iacano, ball above her head, top of the key. Muller over to Milligan. Marissa Miles trying to work it inside to Hollinger, and she threw it away. McKittrick steals it, hands it off to Vanessa Rivera, and here come the Presidents. Case is up 18. Left wing, Strimmel, work it far right side. Nice feed inside, draws the defense. Shot was missed, though, by Courtney Walsh. Here comes Case. Case with the rebound, Iacano. Left block to Hollinger, now to Muller. Muller, 15-footer, it's good. Emily Muller with her first 2 of the evening. Case is back up 20, it's 36-16. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left to play, opening half.
Yeah, it was 25-5 at the 11:27 mark, so they've moved them back and forth, and still that 20-point lead after a 9-minute stretch.
Whistle and a foul will go against Jamie McKittrick, and that will be her second. McKittrick with 2 fouls. Vanessa Rivera will check out. Checking back in is Kara Seaman. She's got 3 points. Rivera to the bench with 2. They work it inside. McKittrick off an inbounds play. Nice pass, easy shot, and Jamie just couldn't knock it down. She missed it. And then picking up a foul, trying to get a rebound that time, is Washington and Jefferson, Kayla Strimmel. That is her first.
Yeah, Muller had position, and Strimmler went right up over the back, tried to knock it away, got an elbow to the head.
Inside 2 minutes to play, opening half. Case with it. Marissa Miles to Muller, top of the key, now to Caitlin Henry. Henry looking right to Iacano at the foul line. Back out to Henry. 8 seconds to shoot. Muller just threw it away, got it back, lays it up and in, and she was fouled.
What an aggressive move. Saw the ball was tipped, went right to the lane, chased it rather than get back on defense, and then went strong up to the basket. And will get the extra shot from the free throw line.
Fouls on Jamie McKittrick. That is not good news for Jamie or her team, because that is her 3rd foul. McKittrick, a starter. 5'10" senior guard. Muller missed the free throw, so the 3-point play won't happen, but Case is up 22. It's 38-16. Washington and Jefferson works it inside, and a nice feed inside. Courtney Walsh gets the basket. Gets Erin Hollinger to leave her feet. Drew the foul. It's the first on Hollinger. Walsh's first basket. She's got 2. She'll look for 3 at the free throw line. Courtney Walsh, a 63% free throw shooter a year ago. Jamie McKittrick will take this opportunity to check out with 1:27 left. Doesn't want to pick up her 4th foul. Blair Cotton checks in for Washington and Jefferson as Courtney Walsh hits the free throw. She's got 3. Her team's down 19 at 38-19. Caitlin Henry with the basketball left wing. Now to Hollinger, top of the key. Over to Marissa Miles. Coach Blade calling for patience. Freeman Blade, an assistant coach, along with Dana Hallecky, the head coach at Case, Coach Jennifer Reimer. Spartans working it. Marissa Miles puts up a shot, missed it. Shot was rebounded by Emily Muller. She got the rebound, put up a shot, she missed it, but she was fouled, so Emily's going to go back to the foul line. Fouls on Strimmel. 2 fouls for her, 5 team fouls for Washington and Jefferson. At the line shooting 2 will be Muller. First free throw is up and good for Emily Muller, the 6'2" sophomore center from Upper St. Clair High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Back in the game is Gruss, Taylor Gruss, a freshman out of Johnstown for Washington and Jefferson. Taylor checks in with 2 points. Muller's second free throw is long. She missed it, and the Presidents get the rebound. Inside, a minute to play in this opening half. Case is up 20 at 39-19. Little weave out top. Gruss has it, works right block, puts up a shot off the glass and good. The freshman has been very effective so far tonight for Washington and Jefferson. 36 seconds left in the opening half. Iacano dribbles down, puts up a shot, missed it. Hollinger got the rebound, put up a follow, but they're going to call Aaron for clearing out.
I believe so. They're going to get Erin Hollinger.
That will be her second, and that's exactly what happened. So the Presidents have the basketball with 30 seconds left to play. And bringing it up is Seaman for Washington and Jefferson. Seaman kicks it off to Courtney Walsh, and Courtney traveled with the basketball. Took a hop and is called for the travel. Chelsea Peck checks in for Case. Erin Hollinger will check out. Good move by Coach Reimers. Doesn't want her leading scorer to pick up a cheap foul with 23 seconds to play. It would be her 3rd, so they get her out to finish off the half. Iacono with the basketball for Case. 18 seconds to shoot, 18 seconds on the game clock. Now with it, Marissa Miles between the circles. 10 seconds. Caitlin Henry with it, right wing. Deep right wing, though. 7 seconds. Henry into Peck. Ball fake. Goes left. Shot off the glass. Missed it. But she picked up a foul. Blair Cotton is going to be called for the foul, her second. And Chelsea Peck made something out of nothing there, Ed.
That really kind of weaved her way down low. Got up and under Cotton. Forced her to commit the foul as Peck threw up the shot.
Chelsea Peck's first free throw is long. She misses it. Peck, an 80% free throw shooter a year ago. Chelsea Peck eyes the second, and this one's up, and it's good. So Chelsea Peck has 3 points. 1 second left. Long shot is up for Washington and Jefferson by Seaman. It's missed, and both teams will go to the locker room at halftime. Case with 40, Washington and Jefferson with 21. So the Spartans are up 19 at half as they open their 2010-2011 basketball season.